Right now?
Tied at 2-2, correct, yes. Yes, because Spades lost his first game. Poke Bunny won 2 in a row. Icky is bringing it back for CNB, so we are tied up at 2-2 in the SCL. This is Division 1, Week 1. Division 2, they play on Thursday. So Tuesday night, of course, you're going to want to spend every Tuesday night here with us at Ghost Gamers. I think
And
most of the time
Thursday
it's going to be
nights.
you and I.
A lot of time it will be you and me, unless something horrible happens to me.
And it might be from me just saying, but then again, I don't have a passport, so it'd be very tough to get down there.
You don't need a passport to come to the U.S., do you?
Yeah.
Oh, passport. I was thinking of visa.
Yes, a passport. And they're kind of helpful. But
A little
as
bit.
we are now in the game, VT Future for, obviously, Team VT, your Blue Protoss, down at the 6 o'clock position. It's got to be a VT chant. It's got to be something good for them there. Then over at the 3 o'clock position, Icky in red for CNB. He got lucky last game. He off a Poke Bunny mistake, but it wasn't just that. The moment that he took advantage of it, he didn't let up. He did the exact right things. So, mistake from Poke Bunny, definitely a big turnaround. If you haven't watched that, if you're watching these on VODs, go back and watch that game and you'll see what I'm talking about. If you're watching this one live, then laugh at Poke Bunny in the chat, because he's there.
And Future's already getting ready to wall off his natural, but he may change his mind seeing how close he is to the Zerg player.
This may turn into 2 gateways being placed even closer, though. I have the feeling we could see that being based off this. And this is a big fact. You can no longer block off the bottom of a ramp with 2 pylons. It does take 3 because of the latest patch now. Keep that in mind for future games tonight and future games from now on. You cannot do it with 2 pylons. The
Very
ramp's
good to know.
modified. And it looks like Future might be going for a fast expand build, kind of reminiscent of the Brood War days. You get the pylon down, you go the Forge. We might see the cannon. It's a lot of it will depend on what he sees his opponent, what he's doing. And he's actually going pool first, so I believe this does play a little bit in favor of Future if he can keep him distracted.
Yeah, the problem I think is going to be an early roach rush is absolutely huge, as it's very hard to place cannons correctly now that with the roach's increased range a couple patches ago, I think, at this point.
The last big patch that we had, of course, we've had little ones since, but nothing quite like this. There we go. He's going to lay down the Nexus. First spawning pool is almost complete, and I believe his timing is pretty close to perfect for the fact that he will be able to drop down 1 cannon. And I have the feeling we're going to see it sitting somewhere right beside the Forge, possibly to the left, so it's easier to defend. No, maybe not. He's going to put it right out in the open. But they do take a lot more to kill in StarCraft 2 compared to Brood War. So that is alright.
Overlord heading up to get on the high ground so he can keep an eye on everything. The other thing is Overlord could come in useful if early roaches, which there's a roach warren currently building right now, are going to come. This Overlord can come over in case a cannon gets placed on the high ground and give vision to the roaches to shoot up to the cannon. Ooh, that's an interesting placement of that gateway. Roaches will be able to attack that no problem with 0 defense from cannons.
I don't think he's going to be afraid of that fact, but he might want to be here shortly. 1 Zergling down, 2 Zerglings down to the cannon. He's going to potentially lose the 3rd one as well. He's baiting him up into it with that probe. Very well done. So now that single Zergling, it'll only take a few probes to be able to take that one out. As Icky, yeah, you called the Roach Warren early on. He's going to try and do something with that. He's saving up the minerals for it right now. He is very heavily committed to this, so if Future's able to hold it off, there's not going to be too much for Icky to be able to do to come back. Though there are 5 roaches on the way. And putting his cybernetics core forward. Ooh, I'm interested to see what Future's going to be able to do to hold this off, actually, now.
You know what's even bigger than the building placement where the roaches can shoot freely? There's 1 pylon powering all of that.
I could definitely, if he gets the, I believe you, at this point, you would need about 7 or 8 roaches. He could go in and essentially suicide into the pylon, take it out, and he would be in a lot of trouble. There we go, another pylon down below. It will power 2 of the cannons, but that's it. If that gateway, if that pylon gets knocked out, the gateway, the Forge, Cybernetics core, all without power. Look at that.
Ooh, that
cannon
is
didn't even get hit.
Completely undefended, and that will go down. And if he could actually hit that pylon without... Oh, he cannot quite get to that pylon. Both cannons actually able to hit. But that gateway will be dying here very shortly, trying to get a Stalker out in time. It looks like that Stalker will get out just before that gateway falls.
Yeah, this is one thing that he's probably going, well, he's not going to roach rush me. Well, guess what? He is indeed doing that. He's just barely going to be able to get that Stalker out before everything drops down, and he might suicide this pylon. No, he's trying to take out that Stalker right now. He's got to be very careful. Icky may put himself in a bad position here, trying to get up the ramp, pulling off probes, running right by the pylons, actually. And there are no attacking units for Future, except for probes at this point, that can move. He doesn't have another gateway in play.
That's absolutely huge, and those roaches are going to try to micro against probes, but they're not going to be able to. These roaches are actually going to end up dying to probes.
One roach down, second roach down. Defended by probes. I never thought I would see the day.
Yep, but now the Cybernetics core is being targeted, and there's nothing he can do about it, so he's going to have to rebuild his Cyber core as well once that gateway comes out. I would actually like to just go ahead and see Icky take his expansion now.
I was about to say that, based on the amount of minerals that he has, expanding at this point, or going the second gas, we could actually support even more roaches, because he's fully committing to this right now.
Oh, and look at the probes block those roaches into those cannons. That's beautiful right there, and those roaches very well might get cleaned up. They're trying to move down here, but there are only 2 roaches left now, and we saw how probes were able to take them out earlier. Just distracting and stopping the building of probes mostly. There's a Stargate coming out for Future. If he can get that Void Ray out, that would be huge.
That would change the course of this game. It would bring it back into Future's hands, as the Stargate is almost complete now. He's going to wall himself off there with the gateway. I like that play, but it looks like Icky might be going after that Forge here shortly. He is still hitting that Nexus, and no Void Ray yet. He's just waiting on the minerals for it now.
Yep, just needs 250. There's the minerals, and we should see that Void Ray coming in a second. And no,
I was even clicking on it trying to make it work, but apparently it didn't.
Another gateway for a huge wall, but that gateway just... Oh, he didn't even cancel it looks like. And those roaches are going to come in and try to take down those cannons very, very quickly. He needs to unpower this pylon so that that Void Ray doesn't finish. If that Void Ray finishes, that'd be absolutely terrible. And he's actually killing some probes right now. Go for the pylon, man! Kill the pylon before that Void Ray comes out.
He wants the Nexus, and behind this all, Icky is expanding now. Everybody in the game's like, what's going on? Can't figure out what is happening in this game right now. Void Ray is now out, so he will be able to, I think, defend this. Yeah, he will be able to defend this, but the question is, where do we go from here?
Yeah, I don't know that. Void Ray's going to have a little bit of trouble charging up. He's going to use these probes too. He's doing a lot of damage, and he's probably got this game won anyways, but it's just... You know, why he didn't kill that pylon and went for the Nexus instead, I just don't understand. If that Void Ray never had a chance to finish, this game would be over. Yeah,
if that pylon was taken out, this would have been a GG moment. Now Future can try and do whatever he wants with this Void Ray. But as you can see, Icky, he is going, well, I'm just going to go Queens and maybe throw in some Zerglings and a lot more Queens.
This is
a first.
Yeah, that Void Ray can't do anything, and pretty much no amount of Void Rays will be able to do much. There's a second Void Ray coming out, but 3 Queens easily beat 2 Void Rays, especially with transfusions.
That is very true. So as I said, where do we go from here? Icky's got this one essentially. He had it, and then he kind of lost it. And now Future, if he can get the chance to come back into this game, this will actually be extremely scary. But no, Icky's just going to run right by with the Zerglings. We are going to see some probes popping here.
Yep, but those probes are still going to be hard to kill because they move very, very quickly, even compared to the Speedlings. And the Void Rays will slowly mop them up as he's quickly trying to take out that Nexus, but I don't think he's going to be able to quite get it.
No, he'll take down all of the shield. He's actually going back after some of these probes now. I don't think he managed to get a single probe kill.
No, he did get a probe. I saw one blue puff.
One blue puff and all of that. There's 1, 2, 3, 4 Queens in play for Icky right now. Future is apparently gung-ho on having a natural no matter what. Deciding, I don't need an army. I've got 2 Void Rays, and I want my expansion since it was my original build. At that point, it's like, well, I should have given up on it, just stuck with my main. Those 400 minerals could have gone to something else.
It is 19 probes to 35 drones, by the way, so this is still much in whatever I'm trying to Icky's favor right now, and 4 queens on the field, those Void Rays aren't too much of a threat.
And of course, you can't get the speed upgrade for Void Rays anymore. Not likely would see a Fleet Beacon coming out. Just saying, in case people were going, well, what if he upgrades the Flux Ray capacitor? Not going to happen anymore. That upgrade has vanished completely. As look at that, a Hydralisk Den coming out. That right there will be GG once the first Hydras start to join us on the field.
Yep. And he is already spreading his creep towards the base. This is just a matter of time now, but this is a little frustrating for me, since this game could have ended easily if he had just killed the pylon instead of the Nexus.
The only hope that Future has is that Icky makes a Poke Bunny-esque mistake as of last game, but I don't think we're going to see something like that with the Hydras unless they literally just walk into the cannons. Right now, trying to kill off some drones. Wow, that one Void Ray has 21 kills, though. Most of them are from Zerglings, but he's seen the Hydralisks on the field now. There are a lot of them coming. He's trying to get Colossi out, but Future, I think your time is up. You got to look in the present and realize that it's all past.
Yep.
That was a good one, wasn't it?
Yeah. Amazing.
Thank you.
Anytime. I always pay you compliments.
Though they always sound sarcastic.
Just a little bit. Anyways, here comes what may be the final push from Icky, as there's just not enough units to stop the 2 queens and all these Hydralisks, especially if he uses his transfuse with these full energy queens. Yep, there's 1 transfuse, 2 transfuse going down, 1 Void Ray down. Second Void Ray will be going down here in a second. That Robox Bay is about to finish. The second Void Ray does go down, and here comes the probes, but unlike the roaches, the Hydras will shoot right through them. There's a cannon finishing on the high ground, and there is no Overlord to give vision. So, kind of unfortunate, but some transfuses could go down and save that other queen. No, transfuse that queen!
Oh!
That was just a shame right there.
Yeah, Future's just trying to hang on, and this sadly is the second example we've seen today of bad GG timing. Knowing when a game is over is actually a big part of StarCraft 2. I'm sure Future would probably defeat me 99 times out of 100, but...
Yep. And finally getting vision of that high ground cannon. That's going down. And there's the GG from Future.
Icky brings it back for CNB. Not only did he tie it, he's put them into a point where one more win will give them the first team win of the SCL Season 2.
Oh, I better click stop.